Okay, so this is a video guide tutorial for the Tier 1 Hunters area on the website. So we're going to teach you in this video how to trade with the Hunter chemistry style using foot trading. So you go to the website, you'll go to this page by going to the menu, Tier 1 Hunters, selecting your platform. You'll then be on this page. First things first, make sure to read the instructions clearly. Make sure to understand the basic things to note. These are very important to read and understand because they will teach you the core basics about how this method works or what you might need to know about this page. So again, down the page there's a bunch of filters. You do not need to follow these filters to the exact. They're basic filters and you can adjust the pricing on them to find out what suits you at the time. Because obviously the market is live, the pricing may change to be getting less results or more results. Just basically you can start with these and adjust them. I am going to show you a few different ways to use the table and find different deals like that as well. So the first way of doing it is by pressing the target buy price. Before we do that, just make sure to keep in touch with the page by refreshing regularly. That's just because the page obviously refreshes every 10 minutes, like the website updates every 10 minutes. So the first way is to press the target buy price max, and that'll filter it high to low. Press it again and it'll filter it low to high. So what this tells you is that every gold rare hunter that is a midfielder or attacker, you can buy right now at 1.3k at the time of recording this, because the cheapest buy price on the website is 1.3k. So there's one filter you can learn from that. Is if you go to FIFA, go to the transfer market, put in gold rare, hunter, maximum buy it now 1.3. Again, there's going to be a bunch of results because there will be defenders. We do not trade a defender with this method because Hunter's an attacking chem style. You hover over buy it now because obviously now every time you press A you're on buy it now. And you press X and B, and any card that pops up that's in a midfielder or an attacker, we know we can buy it because the website's minimum buy price is 1.3. So you sit like this and you try to win any midfielder or attacker that pops up. This is one very basic way of doing this. You've got a buy there. Again, this may be harder at certain times during the day, so if it feels too quick for you to be doing, then I will show you alternative ways to find deals too in this video. But again, we've got one deal right there. Let's just see if we can get one more. I won't sit on it for too long, but come on, something pop up. If it doesn't, we'll work with just a buy, which is fine. Again, be patient with this because obviously when I'm recording a video, I'm trying to keep it quite short. Okay, but you get the gist, right? Midfielders or attackers that pop up, you try to win them. So we've got a buy, so you don't need to look them up at the website now for that method itself, because you know that every card's a minimum buy that's an attacker or midfielder is 1.3. All the defenders and stuff won't be on this page because obviously you don't trade with them. Now you type in the player's name, buy, and obviously the sell price is right there, so we could have bought this up to 1.4 rather than 1.3, and we're going to sell for 1.7. Now one way you can do this is you can just go list them for the sell price. That is entirely your call. If you want to do that and you want to save a lot of time, you can just list them all for the site sell price, or you can go onto the game, type in the player, and find out the average price of the chem style, because many cards may be able to be sold for a little bit more if you look them up. So you can see right now there's one at 2.1, but this average price of this player, you may get a little bit more. So you may be able to get 2.9 right now. This only is with a select few players where they're worth quite a lot more. That's why the sell price is a minimum sell price. If you don't want to waste your time and you want to see quick results, you can just list them all for the site sell price. In this instance, we looked it up, so we know we can get a little bit more. An actual 1k more, so that's the benefit if you look them up. You'll learn which players may be worth more as well as you do it. 2.9 is what we'll sell for there. You could have listed it for 1.7 and it would sell really quickly. But if you want to make the most out of the flip, then obviously look it up. I'll be honest, over time, I tend to just sell them for the sell prices on the site and you'll get quick results like that. If you recognise certain players like Bailly to be worth more, because as you do the methods, you'll recognise which ones are good, like which ones have bigger gaps, then look them certain players up. But if you don't want to do that, then obviously just basically sit there and just sell for the sell prices if you want to. Now another way you can use this is you can go gold rare, hunter, and you can use the minimum price compare price method, which is currently 1.2 and I think it's 1.6. So you do that. You can even put the buy now to 2k, because I want to explain how to filter it out if you need to. Now this is my least favourite method that I'm showing here, but it is one way of doing it, okay? So you can see right now on this method, there is no cards above the hour, so I can sit here compare pricing. So essentially with this method, you'll need to keep the website up at the same time and look all these players up. So Nagasoto, 1.9, we can buy that card, okay? The buy price is 1.9 and in game it was there for 1.9 with Hunter. So I bought the card. And you sit here compare pricing like this, and any other card that pops up to the right that's an attacker, you simply look them up. These cards we know we can buy straight away because they're under 1.3. So the Trossard we could have bought. You don't buy defenders. You only need to look the cards up if they're above 1.3. If they're below 1.3, as I showed you from method 1, you can just buy the card straight away. But this way you'll also see some cards such as the 84 rated I just showed there, okay? Like we've got that Nagasoto, okay? And we'll just sell this for the sell price. So the sell price was 2.2, I'm pretty sure. And we'll look up that Nunes while we're there. So it's basically both that and the other, it's the 1.3 and it's higher price cards in one. Now the reason I don't like that method too much is because it's quite difficult to like win the cards at certain times of the day. If you do it during a non-peak period time, it's a lot easier to win the cards, but at certain times of the day that might be quite difficult. So Nunes was 1.8, I've just listed that up, and this one's 2.2. So again, I'll just show you I've listed that one up. When you're online, list the cards for 1 hour, and when you're offline, list the cards for 12 hours. You may have a couple of results where people don't sell after 2 or 3 hours of relisting. If they don't sell after a couple of hours of relisting, then just lower the price by 100 coins here and there once you've given it a good attempt at selling the card, okay? The key to this method is to fill your whole transfer list up. But essentially just 1 hour listings and 12 when you're offline. If they fail to sell, 100 coin undercuts basically. Most will sell within an hour or two though. You do need to be patient, but some cards sell very quickly, some take time. Now another way you can do this is you can do 1.5, 2,000, 5,000. Now this is one of my favourite ways, Gold Rare Hunter as well. Now this is one of my favourite ways of doing this because this one actually requires you to be looking at the website regularly. So keep the website up at the same time. And before we start, you can see that there's quite a few cards above the hour, and like we always say, with the compare price method, you need to have one or less cards above the hour right now to do this method. Compare pricing like this will not be refreshing. So to figure this out, you want to look at the cards only above the hour. So you've got a Vlahovic, Isaac, Morales and Martial, okay? Now to figure this out, you can see the start price is 1.2. This one's got a bid, so the bid overrides the start price, so it's 1.5. 1.5, 1.5. Now we have our maximum bid at 1.5k. So if we lower that down to 1.4, we're going to be able to get rid of these 3 cards above the hour and keep just the Vlahovic there. You don't have to have a card above the hour, but there can't be more than one when you're doing the compare price, okay? So basically now you can see there's only one card above the hour. You hover over buy it now because now every time you press, you'll be hovering over buy it now. And you press X and B every time. Now all you're going to be doing is waiting for brand new cards to pop up. Again, completely ignore defenders when you're using the chemistry style Hunter because you don't trade the defenders with Hunter. So you can see the pie for 2.8. Now sometimes you do need to be quite quick, but sometimes not so much. So his buy price was 3.4. So if that card's still there, it's sold already. I'm just trying to snipe it quickly. He's sold already, but if we'd have known that, because now next time he pops up, we'll know that the pie is 3,000 coins by now, okay? If you don't, then just try to memorize them. But again, if you keep the website up at the same time, I am doing this slowly because I'm just showing you in real time. Anthony's buy price is 1.8, so we wouldn't buy that for 2k. But essentially keep the website up at the same time. I'm not going to keep switching scenes. I'll keep it up at the same time now. We said 3,000 for the pie. Now anytime a card pops up, I will search it up on the website, but I won't keep showing it. Because it's a lot quicker to be able to look it up at the same time, like this. but stick with this method. Personally, this is my favourite. Maybe you'll prefer method 2 or method 1. It's all personal preference, really. So just sit there, compare pricing, and it will take patience at some times of the day. Now, one thing you do need to consider with this method is the fact that at 6 PM, sorry, I was getting a bit mind blank there. At 6 PM, this method may be a little bit more volatile for cards that are above 5,000. That's why you keep it under 5k cards most of the time of the day. Because cards above 5,000 that are gold, they get packed quite regularly and they may drop in price with content if we get packs applied for that day. So just keep that in mind, okay? Again, this method doesn't look too active right now, so I'm not going to sit on it all day. But you get the gist of how this works, right? Any new card that pops up, you look them up and you try to start the card. Now, another way you can do this, now this way is focusing on certain players, okay? You go back to the website on the page and you press the target buy price again to filter high to low. Personally, I do not trade with these cards that are 30k plus because I don't like taking the risk that they can drop into content every day with supply. So I'm looking at cards below 10,000, ideally about 8,000 or less. So cards from teacher money and under, okay? So for example, here we have a bunch of cards basically. Pick a player. So for example, Timo Werner, 5,900. Current market price is 5,900. So I know he's going to be on the market without a chem star for that price. So I can now go back into game. Again, we're still sniping with Hunter Chem Styles, but you just put Timo Werner. But go through the list and find a player that works for you, right? He may not be the best one, we're just going to use him for an example. You can see there's one on the market. Flick your right analog stick so you can see the chemistry style. Again, I think he's going up a little bit right now, so he may not be the best one to choose. You need a card that's on the market with the gold card, generally. He may not be the best one, we may find another one. Okay, so you're sitting there like that, okay. So you sit here like this, and anytime a Hunter Chemistry Style one pops up, you know you can buy the card straight away, because the buy price of Hunter is 5,900. Now with this one, you'll need to try a couple of players to find the ones that are most active. He may not pop up too much of a Hunter, but many cards will pop up with the Hunter once you test a few players out, more or less. You get the idea with this one again. All you need to do is whenever a Hunter card pops up, try to snipe it. You could also do that via the squad menu. And again, we're just trying to find another example so you get the idea of what I'm doing here. Danjuma is another example, 5,800 coins. The current market price is 5,800, so I know he's going to be on the market. Without the chem style, that is. So again, I go back onto FIFA. Type in Danjuma, 5,800. Seems to be rising a little bit right now. Not a big deal, we'll go to another player. So if they're not there on the market, then don't bother looking at them because you're not going to get the snipes right now. Go back onto the page. Try to find someone else, maybe Ben Yedder. Fakir could be a good one. The current market price there is already 600 higher, so he probably won't be good to be doing at the moment. Fatty could be good. Be a little bit cautious with these lower rated cards when their current market price is 800 coins under. Sure, you could sit there trying to snipe the Hunter ones of them, but it may be meaning they're dropping in price. Sterling, a little bit too high. Grealish, a little bit too high. We'll find someone. Memphis Depay, that could be a good one. It's a 3.4. We know he was popping up on the other filter too, so let's give him a go. So you find players that work for you at the time. Again, it will change all the time, so just make sure you look. We need to quickly restart. The game bugged out there. It's been quite a common thing recently. But essentially, you'll go and put the Depay in, 3.4k without any chemistry style. And anytime the Hunter one pops up, you snipe the card. So it's basically focusing on certain players when you do this method. As soon as we get into FIFA. And you can see as well, I'm pretty sure we've sold the card as well from the examples we were showing. That was from the previous one. That was a Hunter Chemistry Style as well when I was doing this method off the video. So you put the Depay in. 3.4. Scroll to the 59th minute. Again, make sure they're all below the hour. Like that, keep the chemistry style so you can see that it's clearly a hunter. Anytime a hunter card pops up, you know you can buy the card. And again, this will take trial and error, finding your own players that are most active. We've already seen Wonder Pie, as you can see, so he might be better than the other one we were on. Basically, just go through the list every update and try to find the ones that are best at the time. Keep pressing compare price, and you're literally just looking for hunter chemistry style, like that. And just try to snipe them as soon as they pop up. I'm a little bit slow at sniping at the moment, but again, it's all practice, man. You need to find the players that work for you. Give it a couple of maybe give it like 15 more searches. But we can clearly see that the pie is active because we've seen 2 hunters within under a minute. That's the 3rd hunter. We were really close to that one. And again, if you can't snipe via the compare price, you can use the squad menu if you need to, because on the squad menu it's a lot quicker. Another one, so this guy's clearly very active of a hunter chemistry style. So this is a perfect example. If you were quick at sniping, he'd be a great player to be looking at, like solely looking at, because you could have had 4 deals right now if you were quick enough. And again, if you're too slow via compare price, just use the squad menu, put the chemistry style to hunter, 3.4k at the moment, and snipe the players basically. That's essentially the method though. I'm not going to sit here trying to get one, but you get the idea. If you have any other questions relating to hunter trading using the website page, obviously ask within the Discord server and we'll be happy to help you, okay?